Hello everybody, Hope Zvara here with a daily dose of hope. You are listening, watching, all the above to Crow and Steel Radio.
Daily dose of hope. Healthy steps so you can keep on trucking with Hope Zvara.
All right, there's enough of that. You heard them. Daily dose of hope, healthy steps so you can keep on trucking. Welcome back. It's Thursday morning. I'm in Wisconsin, so that means it's 9 o'clock Central Time. I don't know what time it is by you, but I'm happy that you're tuning in. Today, I hope to have a special guest on, Travis, who will be joining us. I think he's driving. I just talked to him about a half an hour ago. We'll see if he can figure out this Facebook thing and join us to talk a little bit about cooking on the truck and travel and just his, So side note, we're going to have to hit him up for this. He played for the Packers. Now, I know he wasn't first string, but pretty damn cool. So we'll have to ask him about that when he hops on the show. But welcome back. I hope you're having a great morning. I hope you had a great night. If you caught me yesterday, I was on Mother Trucker's page talking a little bit about back and hip health. And the idea that we don't necessarily need to exercise more as a community. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Travis. All right, let's see if we can figure out how to get... So, Travis, it doesn't tell me that you're watching. So, you have to make sure you click on it. And so that way you turn green, that you're actually watching me live and not just watching me in the comments section. So when I see that happen, we'll invite you. Okay, so while Travis figures that out, I want to just kind of recap what I talked a little bit about last night on Wellness Wednesday, the evening edition, on Mother Trucker Yoga. So I was talking about how exercise, this idea that we Americans have, that exercise is going to solve our problems. And what I mean by that is 30 minutes of exercise every day does not necessarily equate to us living an active lifestyle. And what I mean by that is the other 23 and a half hours a day, most Americans don't do anything then. They just sit. And obviously our job, I know as a trucker, your job is challenging. I'm sitting at my desk right now. This is my computer. The coffee cup that I use, doesn't matter what time of year it is. So what happens is that the other 23 and a half hours a day, we're just sitting. We're not doing anything. So the terminology is called active-sedentary. So a lot of people, they have a desk job, they drive to work, they sit home and eat dinner, they sit on the couch and watch TV, but for that 30 minutes or that 1 hour, not even every day, they go to CrossFit, or they go to Zumba, or they go to yoga, or they go to the gym. That is not enough. And I'm not just saying that because that's my platform. That's just not enough, period, okay? It's just not. Your body is meant to move. It's working. Okay, so let's see if I can invite Travis. No, that says I have to block him. So why? I'm hitting things I don't know. See, like Joseph is... This is where I don't understand Facebook, you guys. Like, seriously. Because if I click on Joseph, why is it not working? Oh, let's continue. Gosh. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? So this is like the real life, you guys, of trying to talk to you and have a guest on the show too. I don't know why he can't come on. Why is that? So, okay, here's what we're going to do. Give us 1 second here, guys. This is the joy of being right by my computer because... Is it working? No, Travis, I don't know what's going on. So I'm trying to, there should be an option for you to ask to join the broadcast, and it's not asking that. So let's do this. This is what you guys get when you watch my show. Like total, see, I don't have a Maddie like Dave has. So I don't have someone doing my technical stuff here. So let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, here I am. Look, I'm literally watching myself on the computer, you guys. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. Let's see. I don't know. This is very perplexing here. Yeah, I see that you're watching it, but why is it not letting me join? And I wonder if it's because I went through my business page. I don't know. This is very perplexing, you guys. I don't know. I don't know, Travis. I don't know. Oh, man. Travis, seriously, this is like second week now. We just cannot figure this out. So we might just have to do a recorded show with you. Gosh darn it. Okay, so if you figure this out and I see that you asked to come on the show, then we're going to have you pop on. Oh, hey, it's Al. If not, we're going to have to figure this out. So temporary disconnect with Travis coming on the show. This is like the joys of Facebook Live, right? But in the meantime, we're talking a little bit about a sedentary lifestyle, and more specifically, active sedentary. Yes, that is actually the terminology that they're using now, is active sedentary. This idea that working out for 30 minutes a day, maybe your hour a day, does not equate you to living an active lifestyle. Hey, Al. Okay, so think about this for a second with me. 30 minutes, 1 hour out of a 24-hour period. When you look at it that way, that's not a lot. That's nothing. And I know that I've never thought about this way until a few years back, and now recently just reading a lot of the research and working with people with real bodies, it's not enough. So this is my whole thought process. This is where I'm coming from with Mother Trucker Yoga. It's about you adding in to all those little holes within your day, a little bit of this, 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 a little bit of running in place in your driver's seat, stretching outside the truck when you're filling up with fuel, doing a couple quick poses or a couple quick stretches, or walking around your truck, or walking around the truck parking lot, or whatever it is, finding those pockets of time and inserting that into those pockets, okay? So by the end of the day, if you choose to do 20 minutes of movement, which I'm not saying you shouldn't, you absolutely should. But when you do that, it's bonus. It's bonus. It's like, I'm feeling good. I'm going to go for another walk. I'm going to do a little Mother Trucker Yoga. I'm going to, whatever it is. I know Rebecca loves to dance around her truck. Whatever it is, I don't care. No judgment there. I don't care. I just want you moving, so that the accumulation of movement is higher than just 30 minutes over the course of a 24-hour period. Hey, good morning, Robert. Robert's been doing some amazing things and making really good changes in his life, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so that's the deal. So where is it that you can incorporate more movement into your day? It's something as simple as trying to squat down instead of just I'm just gonna half bend forward. I don't look as good as you do doing that. People start thinking I'm having fits. Well, at least you're having an active fit versus a sedentary fit. Hey, Mandy Joe, thanks for tuning in. We're talking about being sedentary this morning. We were trying to figure out Facebook Live to bring on Travis, but I'm not smart with that, at least not enough smart. You gotta tell Dave Coleman that I need a Maddie so that she can help me with stuff like that. So we'll figure it out. Hey, Robert. Hey, morning, everybody. So I love that you guys, let me know where you're at, where you're driving. I know Travis is in California right now. Where are you right now? I'm in cold Wisconsin. It's I took my son to school this morning. It was 54 degrees. It was cold. And so it's a little chilly here. It'll get maybe into the 60s later on today. But that's not what the show is about right now. We're talking about trying to move more, trying to stay a little bit healthier on the road, and encouraging others. It's letting me share but not join. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta play with it without drawing attention to myself on Facebook, where people are like, she's having a show. No, she's not. She's having a show. No, she's not. So we'll figure that out, Travis. And I'll talk to Dave or talk to Maddie, and we'll figure out how we can do that so we can get you on the show. Maybe we'll do a pop-up show tomorrow with you, Travis. And I'll talk to Dave this afternoon, and we'll figure out all of that logistics. So you just roll with life, right? You just go, okay, and you just roll with it. But where is it that you can add more movement into your day? And I know you feel like this is what I talk about all the time, but the reality is we have to make these changes. And one of the things that you can do that you might not think about is think about the food that you're eating, okay? So hear me out on this. Eating is a very active process, okay? When you eat a very soft foods diet or liquid diet, there's a lot that's not happening in your body that needs to be. And I'm not talking about intermittent fasting right now, okay? I'm talking about the actual process of sweet pop-up targets. I'm talking about this idea of chewing, moving your jaw. Okay, these are major muscles, using the muscles in your throat. And then the active process of digestion, where your stomach muscles and your intestines actually have to work for you. And that happens when we eat raw types of food. And I don't mean like you have to be a raw foodist, but what I mean is like you eat things that your body actually has to crunch and munch and digest and process and work down. That's also a process of being active versus just drinking your food all the time. We forget that that process is not happening. Also, when you cook on the truck, there is a lot of movement that has to happen. Cutting, chopping, stirring, dropping things and picking them up, washing things. All of these things are little added movements in during the day that count, that add up towards something. And I know that you might just think that like, oh God, that's so dumb. But what were we talking about last night on Mother Trucker Yoga's Facebook Live was, what do you know about somebody that's 80s, 90s, in a nursing home, assisted living? They don't do those things anymore. So hear me out on this. They don't do those things anymore. They've been robbed of those things. And honey, I gotta tell you, their 30 minutes of exercise that they did every day is not helping them. It's about basic movements that we can do throughout the entire day. That's gonna make a big difference. Hey Joseph, hey Stephanie, thanks for tuning in. She makes me walk in the evening. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. It's about staying accountable. And don't you feel better when you move? Don't you feel better? The cycle of fatigue plagues everybody, not just a trucker. We're fatigued, we're tired, so we don't get up and move. And we don't get up and move because we're fatigued and tired. Fatigued and tired, we don't get up and move. We don't get up and move because we're fatigued and tired. And it's this vicious cycle that just keeps going round and around and around and around. But if we stop the cycle and say, I'm a little fatigued and tired, but I'm still gonna get up and walk around my truck a couple of times, heck, walk around the truck parking lot, stretch my back, do a couple twists in bed, get up and do a little bit of yoga, whatever it is, I don't care, squats, whatever it is, that fatigue will pass. That fatigue will pass, and you'll kind of have this burst of energy or this kind of feeling of relaxation that comes in because now you've moved a little bit. You've oxygenated your body. You've brought oxygen to your brain. You've boosted serotonin levels. So I've struggled with depression most of my life and anxiety. And I don't know if you've all ever struggled with that, but that was something that's plagued me most of my entire life. And movement, I'm not using the word exercise, movement has played a huge role in that. Why? Because when we boost the oxygen levels in our body, when we're breathing, however it is, I just want you breathing. When we breathe, we not only oxygenate our muscles, okay, so cramping is less, we feel less stiff, but we actually oxygenate our brain. Most of us are living on a very little amount of oxygen in our brain and we don't even realize it. That's why when you take a couple deep breaths, all of a sudden you feel lightheaded and dizzy because, honey, you've been living on a half a tank, a quarter of a tank, fumes in your gas tank, also known as oxygen in your body, and you think that that's normal. You think that that's the normal level that you should be operating at, and it's not. So when we take those deep breaths, we're feeling this thing. So the fatigue, the dizziness, the lightheadedness, the lack of mental clarity, that foggy feeling can start to subside substantially just by breathing. And guess what? Breathing is a movement pattern. Most people breathe with about 18% of their lung capacity. I'm gonna move this back a little bit. The more you guys comment, it like starts to eat me. We breathe about 18% of our lung capacity, which is what I call clavicle breathing. So asthma, stress, anxiety, restlessness, can't sleep at night, deeper breathing can solve a lot of those problems. And guess what? It's free. It requires no prescription. You don't have a copay. You don't have to go to the doctor. You know, no one's going to think that, oh, what is she taking or he taking? Like, it's free, people. It's free. And for me, breathing was like my drug of choice because I didn't want to go on medication, even though I knew I was struggling so badly with depression and anxiety. Breathing and yoga, that's part of the reason why it helped me so much. And it's part of the reason why I've seen it help so many people. So what if you practice some deep breathing before you go to bed or while you're driving? You're just sitting there. Obviously you're driving, but it's not like you're doing a million other things. Like, you can drive and just take several deep breaths because your lungs are muscles, okay? You have kind of 6 lobes, 2 in the front, 2 in the side, and 2 in the back. And most of us are only breathing here, okay? So when I try to breathe deeply, kind of inflate my rib cage, drop into my belly, those are muscles that you're now working that you haven't before. And when those muscles work, you get more oxygen to your brain. When you get more oxygen to your brain and you're moving more, you boost serotonin, you boost endorphins, you boost the natural oxytocin in your body, and you just get more oxygen to your brain, which is like fuel. So that feeling of being lightheaded and dizzy is because you've been operating on fumes, my friend, okay? Like, if you do a forward bend and come up and you're like, whoa, a little bit, it could be blood pressure if you have low blood pressure, but some of it, a lot, is you are not used to breathing. And this is something that I see over and over again that people skip all the time. I can drive 7 hours straight now with the techniques you're teaching. Woohoo! Woohoo! See, these things, you guys, like, yoga has been around for more than 5,000 years, okay? Modern medicine has been around for like 100 years, not even. So imagine, don't you think if something's been, don't you think, wow, I really sound like a Midwesterner right now, or Canadian. Don't you think that maybe there's something to this? Think about Chinese medicine, ancient art, Eastern medicine, ancient art. And so many of these practices overlap each other. Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, Ayurveda, so many different things, herbal medicine, so many different things. And I'm not saying that there's not a place for this stuff over here, but why is it our first choice? If your back hurts, why is something in an orange bottle your first choice? Look at your lifestyle. Look at what you're doing. Better yet, look at what you're not doing. Because, my friend, what you're not doing is just as important as what you are doing. Okay? Is there a way I can fill in those gaps? Is there a way I can fill in those gaps? Stephanie says, you might need you to help to sleep better. Yes, sleep is like such a big issue for you all, and it's most of an issue for so many people. And there's a couple of factors, obviously, that you can't change, like the reefer annoying you next to you, parked in a truck parking lot where every truck is running, working third shift, split shift, all these different things that play into it, which, you all are just amazing because so many people whine about their schedules, and you guys are like the pioneers of just like dealing with it. But there are some things that you can control. Like, before you go to bed, getting a little bit of movement in. Because that relaxes the body. It fatigues you in a good way, okay? It helps clear your mind. It helps boost oxygen levels. It helps boost that feeling of relaxation so that when you lay down to go to bed, you're not fighting with yourself all night long. There's that active-sedentary again. It's like you might be doing a little bit, like unloading and loading your truck, but that's like a small portion of your day, people. That's like a really small portion. Yesterday, I was like mad at my computer typing because a couple companies I write for, and We're going to be at TA truck stops next week and Quick Trip. So Tuesday, I'll be at Gary, Indiana, TA. And then Wednesday, I'm going to be at Plover, Wisconsin's Quick Trip. And Thursday, I'm going to be at Effingham, Illinois' TA truck stop. So you can come and say hi to me. I'll be doing all things fitness and health. We'll be doing truck stop tours. We'll be doing everything. I'll answer any questions I have, help you out. I'll have some goodies. We'll have some giveaways, some drawings, some prizes, fun stuff like that. But aside from that, when we move more, we feel better. When we move more, we sleep better. Okay? So where can I change a little bit of my environment? What can I change? What can I add in? Something struck me a few weeks ago. I was talking with a truck driver, and I totally get it. He was telling me that when he's done driving, he's tired. He's tired. He just wants to take a shower and relax. And I get it. And I totally get it. I totally get it. But then you don't get to complain. Then you don't get to complain that you want to lose weight, that your back hurts, that you can't sleep, that you're tired. You don't get to complain then. Because what if, one, you add more movement into your day, pelvic tilts in the driver's seat, your shoulder rolling, deep breathing, like, honey, you're just sitting there, okay? You can add these things in. I believe you can. I believe you can. But when you park for the night, when you stop for your 30-minute break, whatever it is, I don't care if it's 5 minutes, okay? I don't care if it's 5 minutes. If you just squeak a little bit in, I promise you, I guarantee you that you will feel 10 times better that you did something than if you didn't. Promise you, I guarantee you, I absolutely guarantee you, you will mentally feel better, you will emotionally feel better, you will physically feel better that you've done something. I have never met a person, okay, I actually just closed my yoga studio at the end of July, and I've been teaching for 17 plus years. I've never met a single person that has left a class, and I have taught thousands of classes, okay, that has left my doors and said, well, that was a waste of time. Never. Never. And I have never said to myself, okay, like it's the end of the day, either my kids are done with homework, they're in bed, or like I'm done with my work, and I could sit down on the couch and just like mindlessly veg out, but I'm like, there's enough daylight left for me to go and get a quick 20-minute walk in. And I used to struggle with this for a really long time. And I was like, ooh, I don't want to go. And I had like all these excuses in my head. And now I don't even let myself get the excuse. I just put my shoes on and just go. Sometimes I'm in my jeans. Sometimes I have yoga clothes on, whatever. It doesn't matter. I just go. Because there's not a night that I don't go to bed then and go, I am so glad I did that. I'm so glad. I feel so much better. And I sleep better. And when I don't get enough movement in during the day, I notice I struggle sleeping. I notice that I toss and turn. My mind won't turn off. You need a filter. You need a filter for all of that shit that you're dealing with every single day. And so much of your day is spent alone. How are you filtering that stuff up? I don't know about you, but like it just bubbles and bubbles and bubbles and then it bursts. So movement, walking, yoga, I don't care, water jug, fitness, whatever it is, you need to get that out. You need to move more. And I just want you to know that it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need a big, huge routine. You just need to move. You just need to move. When you're parked and you're filling up with fuel and you're going to go to the bathroom, take a lap around the truck stop building before you go inside. When you're walking, I know many of you now are walking more and I'm so excited for you. Change the pattern that you're walking so that you move your body differently. Okay, we all have patterns and we just do the same thing over and over and over again, even when we are active. Think about when you're walking, taking a slightly wider stride. Think about when you're walking, trying to cross your feet, walk sideways, long strides, short strides. These are all different patterns that your body now has to create and your mind now has to process. It's almost like a meditation walking because you're really having to pay attention to what you're doing. It's no different than when you get in, you know how you pull your seatbelt and you click it? Or you pull your seatbelt and you click it? Do it with the opposite arm, okay? Movement, rotation, okay? New brain patterns, okay? You're getting yourself out of that constant repeat. You're having now to make a new action happen, a new brainwave firing. You're not just like, oh yeah, this is just what I do and I don't even really pay attention to what I'm doing. All of these things add up. Yes, there's hope. I would agree that there is hope, okay? Hey, I'll leave the reefer next to you alone. I didn't say vandalize, okay? I just said they can be hella annoying, okay? I did not say vandalize. Oh, man. Okay, look, fat boy stumbling. You really don't like me. Oh, man. This is why I love you guys. This is why I love you guys. But this is like the whole premise. This is the whole idea. So drop it in the comment section. What is one thing that you're doing differently now? Because many of you now have been working with me or following me or doing the stuff that I'm suggesting. Like, what is one thing that you're changing? What is one thing that you're implementing? And how are you just adding just a little bit into your day until it becomes automatic? Because when we can break those monotonous cycles, when we can get out of this idea of just being sedentary or what we call active sedentary, the illusion that we're active because we move for 20 minutes a day, when we can break that cycle, we go back to what our human bodies are meant to do, which is we're meant to be mobile. We're not a lion that sleeps for 23 hours a day so that they can like pounce on their prey and run 1,000,000 miles an hour to like catch that prey. We're not a lion, okay? We're a human and we're meant to be mobile. We're not meant to be sedentary. And there is a ton of research out there that suggests it's a sedentary lifestyle that kills us faster than anything else. It's the lack of movement that is really jeopardizing our health. Because hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. Okay, hey, look at what he's doing about the booking in the parking lot. Oh gosh, Alan. Hey, good, thanks for tuning in. Trisha says, nice to meet you at GATS. Making small changes and feeling better thanks to you. Working on keeping my ears over my shoulders for my first thing and work on. I love it. I love it. Because that forward head is just so straining on the body. Headaches, neck tension, that pain in the mid of the back, tightness through the chest. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Because it starts with one small change. Hashtag one small change. Al says giving up soda 1 day a week and to one soda on the days I do drink it and walking more. I love it. Al, I love, love, love the tiered stepping that you're doing. Because my whole premise is I don't want you to be unhappy, and I would be lying to you if I said that, oh, I did like everything perfect. I don't. Like, I like snacks. I'm a snacker. Like, I'm drinking coffee. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I enjoy that, like, I like to have an alcoholic beverage. Like, I don't work out 24/7. Like, that's a lie, okay? And to be honest with you, I slightly get annoyed when people like have this premise of like, this is the perfect lifestyle and they have no kids, you know, they have this job that like they have all these people helping them. Like, yeah, then life is really easy. But life for most Americans is not like that. So what I'm saying is, can we get to a place where we feel like we now have control back over our health, that we now have control back over our lives? And I gotta tell you, it starts with one small change. I spent most of my life in an eating disorder. Best case scenario, I had not one, not two, not three, but 4 doctors tell me, best case scenario, I learned how to function in this world. ... on multiple medications. Like, best case scenario, we can like get you like a walking zombie. And I remember in that moment, I was like, screw that. I don't think so. There's no way. I wasn't even 19 years old. Actually, I think I was maybe 18 going on 19. Like, no way. No way. The average senior is on 11 medications. 11. I don't have that many fingers on my hands to count that many medications. 11. 11. There's my, I don't know how to make 11. 11, there. 11 medications. Do you want that as your future? I don't want that for you. And I don't believe that that has to be you. And it has to start with one small change. It has to start with you deciding that, you know what? I can do one thing better in my life. I can improve one thing. I'm not saying never drink soda again. I'm not saying that you can never eat junk food or go out and have fast food or go out to dinner, or like, I live in Wisconsin, people. Like, we put cheese on everything. We deep fry everything. Like, anything you can imagine. At State Fair, they had deep fried bananas, like deep fried pickles, like you name it, deep fried, or like everything. And then they would stack it all on a stick. So you have like every major food group deep fried, like everything. I'm not saying that you can never have that. But what I'm saying is, one, moderation, and two, you have to start thinking that maybe some of these things I do have control over. Giving your power away to everyone and everything else is not serving you. And realizing that you can be responsible for a lot of your life is really empowering. And I know that sounds like weird and cliche and corny, but that's the reality. That's the reality. Okay? If I can do it, you can do it. I truly believe that. I actually feel better. I love it, Al. See, if you could like get over the hump of like feeling like crap, especially after giving up something like soda, what an amazing feeling that you can have. Like, just mental clarity. Imagine what your blood is feeling right now. Like, thank you for not putting 5 gallons of sugar into my blood every single day. I appreciate you very much. Just imagine how much better your body feels. Stephanie says, oh my, gotta work on the ears over the shoulders thing. I slump badly. So that whole idea of the ears over the shoulder, and this is something that it's not just truck drivers that struggle with. I'm going to move this back a little bit. This is really something that most just Americans struggle with, because if this was my cell phone, thanks truck boss, we're like this. We walk around like this all day. If you're driving, you're like this all day. If you're typing, you're like this all day. And so a lot of people think that their upper back is actually tight, okay? I don't know if you've ever thought that, but it's like, oh, my back is so tight because you're like this all day. But think about your body's posture, okay? If you're like this up here, it's called your traps. You have a muscle in between your shoulder blades called the rhomboids. It's like a rectangle muscle. Are overstretched. This. It's like pulling fabric, okay? It's strain you're feeling. Strain is not the same as tightness. This is tight. Short and tight, overstretched. So if you open this up, tip your head back, it's probably going to feel kind of gnarly for a while because your body's not used to it. The muscles are going to be angry for a while because they're used to being slack and this to being tight. You're going to start to feel a lot better. So one thing that you can do is put your pillow or roll a blanket and put that behind your shoulder blades, kind of like up and down like this, and lay on it on your bed at night. Your head's going to kind of tip back. Don't have it aggressively tipped back. I don't want you to hurt your neck. And then open your arms either like T or like a cactus, like that, and let your chest open up. So this can stretch. And then trying to have that little bit better posture during the day is going to start shortening up these upper back muscles because you're consciously pulling back. Those muscles are going to have to start contracting more. And back shield can really help with that. I know for me, I don't go anywhere without my back shield. That really helps me sit upright and kind of really recognize where my body should be. And I just really struggle with finding a good seat for my truck. And so that makes a really big difference for me. Check it out, backshield.com. What's my code? MTY10, I believe, and you get 10% off and free shipping. So check it out. If you don't like it, send it back. But using the techniques I'm teaching you will help enhance that experience as well. All right, we're not talking about Back Shield. That was just my little insert for them because I really love their company. Joseph says, same here. Al says, do what Alan does. Use your toes. Al, use your toes for what? But really, like, what is the change that you're implementing? What is the one small thing that you're implementing? Because I want this to be for like the rest of your life change. I don't want this to be I'm going to do it for 2 weeks and then that's it. Because if the all or nothing mentality worked, more than 8% of Americans would be sticking to their New Year's resolutions. Like, I love when New Year's comes around because I love seeing like all of the promises people are making to themselves. And I'm not laughing at people, okay? I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is, like, I just wish that they would understand that you don't have to wait for January 1 to improve yourself. You don't have to wait for January 1 to say, like, okay, now I'm going to make these changes. Like, what is so special about January 1? Does like a star fall from the sky and then it like poof, you all of a sudden have the ambition and the drive and the ability to now not drink soda, or now stop eating cookies, or now go to the gym? Like, why is that different than in August or September or July or June? Like, we have to erase that whole thought process from our head. It's like the Hallmark disillusion that everything is a holiday, okay? That means nothing. In the grand scheme of things, that means nothing. Nothing magical happens after January 1. Zilch. Other than it's a brand new tax year that you're going to have to pay taxes. That's really all there is special about January 1, okay? So today, you can change those things. Count to 11 or 20. Oh Lordy. So that's really just kind of where this all begins. And so my challenge for all of you is there's a big number of y'all that are making changes. Ask your fellow driver to join you. There's so many of you now that are getting out of your truck at night and walking. Ask a fellow driver to join you. And if they say no, unless they like have a really legitimate reason, be like, come on, like, you got 20 minutes? Talk to me, man. You haven't seen anyone all day. Or hop on the phone call with somebody else that you know is doing the same thing and talk to them. That's the one thing that I really try to pay attention to, because I know I'm not in a truck, okay? I'm not claiming to be. But I get so glued to my computer that all of a sudden I realize I haven't moved in like 5 hours, and I'm like, holy crap. So I'm really working on that. So I do a lot of stuff. I have a sit-stand desk, which helps a lot. I have different chairs that I can sit on. But one of the things I really try to do is, if I'm on a phone call, if I am doing a BombBomb video to someone, a lot of times if I'm on a podcast even, and it's not super windy out, I'm actually walking and doing those things. So when you call your husband or your wife, or you call your buddy and you're on your break, or you're on your time off, or you're whatever, walk and talk. Or put it on speaker and you're in your truck doing some stretches on your sleeper. Whatever it is, I don't care. Just, it doesn't matter. Who cares if someone thinks you're weird, or that it's like hard to hear you on the phone and be like, hey dude, I'm busy, I'm kind of moving right now, and that's kind of important. So whatever it is, I want you to hold yourself accountable. I'm holding yourself accountable. I'm holding a lot of you accountable, because I know some of your goals that some of you have out there. You've reached out to me and you've shared with me what you're doing, and I'm here to support you, and I want to hold you accountable because I want you to see you succeed, because I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm here for you. How can I help you? So that's really what we're talking about today. That's really what the show is about, and I just want to inspire you all to make one small change. Hashtag one small change. And share it with your fellow Facebook friends that you're making one small change, that you're implementing these things. Because I gotta tell you, when Al shared about his soda reduction, it inspired another driver to do the same thing. And when that driver did that, it inspired another driver. And it was just this like trickle effect of people like, hey, I want to do this too. And it's almost like a good peer pressure that happens when we share about these things that we're trying to do in our lives. And it also creates a great support system to hold you accountable, because that's the big thing. Like, I'm going to call you out. If I know you're doing that and you're not doing it, I'm going to be like, hey, what happened? So you need people like that in your life. You need those people in your life that's also a part of that journey, because we are social beings. We are not closed off beings. We are not meant to be like just this one person in the mountains that never talks to anybody. And I think that's one of the big reasons why so many people struggle with anxiety and depression, because we're isolated. We're isolated. U.S. truck drivers especially are, because you're in a truck on the road all day long. Social media is so great for that for you, because now you can converse with people. But there's so many people that just never talk to a living human being ever. And that's so unfortunate, because we're meant to enjoy life that way. So that's what I got for y'all today. Most important, share out this broadcast. Big thanks to Chrome and Steel Radio. A big thanks to Jack's Chrome Shop. If you've never checked out Jack's Chrome Shop, please do. Also, a big thanks to the Davy Crockett TA in Greenville, Tennessee. Check them out. They're amazing. The people there are great. I know that they try to give you as many healthy food options as you can. They have a great parking lot for you to walk around as well. Remember, add in movement where you can. Please come say hi to me in Gary, Indiana next Tuesday, Plover, Wisconsin at the Quick Trip on Wednesday, and then Effingham, Illinois at the TA truck stop on Thursday. All right, guys, we'll talk to you very soon. Have a really amazing weekend. Please tune in this Sunday night. We'll be having our group show with Dave and Bill and Jerry and I believe Shannon from St. Christopher Fund. And we'll be just talking all things trucker, GATS, health, wellness, moving forward in the year, all that jazz. All right, guys, until I see you again really soon, remember, no matter how hard life gets, don't lose hope. That one move does make a difference. And we'll see you guys really soon. Bye now.